Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are wrapping up the electronic ignition install on this AG5B. And as you can see, the bright blue ignition leads, they're on the coil pack. They're not snapped on yet, and we've routed where we're going to route them. Now we're going to go ahead and make our cuts, and we'll do the same thing for the other side, and then we'll be putting on the end connectors, which is a little bit tricky, and I'll show you a great trick that we learned from Daryl Poole. Okay, one of the trickiest wickets on doing the ignition leads is that the 8mm spark plug lead is much larger than the little barrel that we have to go through, and you can wiggle it through part way, but not a whole lot of success. So here's a little trick from Daryl Poole down at Smooth Power. Is we're going to take, first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have our big barrels on to go into the spark plug in the right orientation, because once we do this, we don't want to have to redo it. And then we're going to come along and we're going to cut through the outer jacket down to the carbon fiber graphite core. Pull that off. Take a pair of dikes and cut just a little wedge right there. Just a very little bit of that. Now we take the barrel, making sure that we have it in the right orientation. And that's it. They're making this very tight, because what it's supposed to do is it actually holds it in place and prevents a good water seal. And then if you need to, you can just grab it with a pair of safety wire pliers and give a little tug. And it will slide along. We'll check that with a spark plug, but that's the idea of how we get that on there. So then we're done. All we have to finally do is add the washer and the spring, and it's very important that this go not in the center but right alongside of it, so it makes good contact with the outer conductor. So that takes care of that little tricky bit, and we will have more for you to come later. Thanks. And so now we've finished putting the leads on for the number 2 and the number 4 cylinder, and we'll go cut the lead for the other side in just a second. But what we can see is we've got the washer in place, and now we just want to test it in a spark plug. We push it in. Notice there's a little bit of cushioning so that when the B-nut comes down on top and tightens it all together, that we have a good solid electrical and mechanical contact. So that's this part. We have 2 more to do for the other side, and then we are done. Thanks for watching. Okay, now that we've done all 4 of the leads, here's how you check to make sure you have enough exposed after you put the little black washer weather seal in. You should hit the bottom of the plug before that comes all the way in, so that when you tighten down the B-nut, it's nice and secure. So there you go. That's how you do the leads on the EIS 41000. And now we're going to go put these leads on cylinder 1 and 3, and that will complete the ignition install for the spark plug portion. And so here are the ignition leads to run to the number 1 and the number 3 cylinder. The cabling was just very long enough to make it, because we are way downhill on the other side, but there was enough material and it worked out really well. Now we'll just jump over and show you where we mounted the controller, and then we just have some electrical connections to make, and that will complete this install. Stand by. We're shooting this through the windshield, but you can see we mounted the electro arrow, which is a very light unit. It only weighs about 3.5 ounces. So we called it 4 for the weight and balance. And we've secured it underneath the glare shield and back behind the panel. Again, this is an AG5B with some quite unique install issues for the electronic ignition, but we've overcome all of those, and now we're ready to do the electrical connection, so stay tuned.